You're Mrs. Bridges?
Yes, ma'am.
And who are you?
I'm Mr. Bridges, David.
Well, you weren't there during the course of this incident that brings us to court today.
No, ma'am.
Is that right? So why don't you have a seat?
Okay.
Tell me your first name.
Brittany.
Brittany, you have a boyfriend.
Yes, ma'am.
Your boyfriend is her stepson.
Yes, ma'am.
Is your boyfriend here today?
Yes, ma'am.
Boyfriend. According to your complaint, you were at the defendant's house. You were having an argument with your boyfriend. The argument got kind of loud. The defendant, his stepmother, came outside. There was some sort of an altercation, and at the end of this altercation, according to you, the defendant burned up all of your CDs.
Yes, ma'am.
You are suing for the value of those CDs and also some mental anguish. And she has a rather interesting defense to the CDs, although she acknowledges she burned them, correct?
That's right.
When did this incident occur?
July 3rd.
And you were at the defendant's home.
Yes, ma'am.
What were you doing there?
Me and my boyfriend went up there to go swimming
How long has he been your boyfriend?
for nearly 2 years.
So you know the defendant very well.
Yes, ma'am.
And I assume that you had always had a nice relationship with her.
Yes, ma'am.
So what happened on this particular day when you went over there to go swimming?
Well, me and him got into an argument, and she came out there and was asking, she was in our argument, and
What did she say?
she was just trying to, ask us what was going on, and we told her, and she was like, well, y'all need to be fighting and all this. Then she started getting ill with Rodney. So Rodney...
She started to get what?
Ill, and was just starting to holler at Rodney.
Where was this argument taking place, Brittany?
We were walking down from the pool house when me and him was arguing, going to the house, and then she came outside.
Were you yelling? Were
No,
you
ma'am.
raising your voices?
No, ma'am.
What were you arguing about?
The tanning bed.
Tanning bed.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me about that.
We were arguing who was going to get in first. It was stupid.
Okay. So she came out and she started hollering at the boyfriend,
Yes, ma'am.
her stepson.
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
And then Rodney just told her that we wanted to leave. So he went to the house and got all of his clothes and put them in his car, and her car was parked behind his car, which was in the garage. And it was blocked in, and he asked her, he said, will you move your car? And she said, no, y'all are not leaving. He said, yes, we can leave if we want to. And she said, no, I'd like to see y'all leave. So that time, Rodney just said, look, I'm going to call your mom and see if we can call the police to get my car out of the way. And so we walked over to the side of the house and called the police. And that time, she walked over there and got in his car and got all of his clothes and my CDs. We didn't know what was going on. Then her granddaughter and grandson came over there and told us that she was burning all of our stuff.
What
So
happened next?
we ran over there, and Rodney kicked over the 55-gallon drum to see if anything was saved, and everything was burned.
Was there a fire in the 55-gallon
Yes, ma'am.
drum? What was in the fire?
All his clothes and my CDs.
So what happened after you saw your stuff burning?
Well, she was yelling at me, trying to fight me.
What do you mean try to fight you?
She told me, when we went up to the fire, she was like, get off my property, and we were like, okay. And then she was chasing me out into the road, trying to fight me, for I don't know what reason.
All right, Miss Kimbrough, let me hear your version of these events.
Okay, they were out in the yard fighting. First, my husband went out, and he couldn't stop them, so I went out, and they had went back up to the pool. And I asked them what happened, and Brittany said it was her fault. And I said, Rodney, no matter whose fault it is, you don't need to be talking to her like that, and you don't need to be cussing. Our neighbors...
Is that what he was doing? He was cursing?
Very badly. Both of them were cursing. And I told them not to do that because our neighbors had called and could hear them, and our 2 grandchildren was there and heard it. So they came running back down to the house, and Rodney went into the bathroom, got his clothes out of the dryer, and he said he was leaving. But now his car was in my carport because it wouldn't run. It wouldn't even crank. So I knew he couldn't go nowhere, but I did ask him to leave. And my daughter Summer had came up, and something had happened earlier that day that I don't really know, but Brittany and Rodney and Summer were arguing. Well, when she came up, they started again. And I was trying to stop them, and when Summer walked over, Rodney pushed her back, and then when he pushed Summer, I started over there, and he just, pushed me. And when Brittany was cussing us, Rodney was standing there with his hands out like this, letting her cuss. And I just said, would you please call your mother to come get you, Brittany? So Rodney looked at his daddy and said something really bad. and I don't know if, I should say that, but it really said no effing body could whip him. And then he looked at me and he told me something really bad that it's hard to say, but he took off running when he said it. And I got mad when he said that because it hurt me, because I'd really been good to Rodney.
How long have you been married?
We've been married 13 years, but now we've raised Rodney most of those years he's been with us. And I grabbed his clothes, what few he had gotten out of the dryer, and I took them up to the barn and I burned them. And the CDs that was in there, I didn't see those when I grabbed the clothes. They just got mixed up because they was in the front seat of the car. And when I threw them over, I saw the case. It was a very small little CD case. And they were not Brittany's CDs.
How do you know that?
Well, they were Rodney's, and they was, in his car.
How do you know that?
Well, they had his name on them.
She says that they were her CDs.
No,
but in
ma'am.
a case that had his name on it.
It said Rodney Loves Brittany on the case. It didn't have just his name on it. I've got his CD case here, and I've got the CDs that was burned, the cases for them, what I had.
She had not said anything about the CDs at all until later that night when her stepdad called me and asked me for $600 to pay for the CDs.
I've got the burnt CDs too.
No, I believe that they were her CDs.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. 16-year-old Brittany Manis says her boyfriend's stepmother, Jackie Kimbrell, burned her CDs.
What's important is, Miss Kimbrell, you're the mother. You acted out of anger when you burned the stuff. And certainly I'm not excusing young kids who were outside in front of your house embarrassing you in front of your neighbors, cursing. Otherwise, there would have been no reason for you nor your husband to become involved. According to Brittany, you had always had a pleasant relationship. So you think she was just having a bad day, or were you and Rodney outside?
We weren't cursing.
No?
No, ma'am.
Well, what do you think Mr. Kimbrell came outside for?
We weren't cursing. We might have been raising our voice, but we wasn't
Okay, so
loud.
now we're raising voices. So
wasn't
first you told me
loud.
you weren't raising voices, now you're raising voices. Did Rodney say something to his dad that was nasty?
Well, he said it to her, to
He said
Jackie.
it to both of us. He said
He
it to
hugged his
Roger.
dad and said it to Jackie.
Were you outside when he said that?
Yes, ma'am.
There were neighbors who lived close by?
I don't know how close. I don't know if there's somebody that lives right next door, but I know somebody lives in the trailer down the road.
There was a neighbor sitting directly across the house from me. His trailer sits in front, and he was sitting in his yard.
There isn't a question in my mind, Miss Kimbrell, that these CDs belonged to Brittany. How many CDs were in your case?
31.
31!
Yes, ma'am.
How large was this case?
It was about this big, but we had them back to back, like 2 or 3 CDs in one little packet.
How do you know there were 31 CDs in there?
Because I've got all the CD cases that I had in there, most of them.
But what do you mean most of them?
That's just most of the CD cases that I have that I haven't lost. But I've written down all the names of the CDs.
Let me see them.
It was a very small CD case.
I think, Miss Kimbrell, you were probably
Here's
so
my
angry.
CD case, and here's the list.
You didn't much care what the CD case looked like. You just made a big grab
I was
for
very
everything.
upset.
You just made a
Things he
big
said to
grab
me,
for
but it
everything.
wasn't-
Here's the
Small
list
case.
of CDs.
These are the cases that are now empty. Is that
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
So we have 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 empty cases. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am. That's the ones that I could find.
Now, those are the only ones you're going to get. Now, you have a bill for these? How much were they?
We found the approximate amount for the 31 that was in there.
Forget 31. You have proof of these. 14. Let me see what kids listen to. 18 rock hard hits. 504 boys. B-O-Y-Z.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
Booty Mix 4.
They've never been allowed to listen to him at my house.
This one is called Mo Thugs.
That has
Some
2
guys
CDs.
look like I sentenced a couple of years ago. Dr. Dre.
Yeah, that's right.
Is he a physician?
Not really.
Master P. How? Here are 4 normal-looking girls.
Destiny's Child. I
Very
like
nice-looking girls. Normal. DMX. Flesh of my flesh, blood of my blood. What happened to Benny Goodman?
He was replaced by Bootleg Booty.
Bootleg Booty. Oh, Master P again. Who's the big fan of Master P?
Me.
You are.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you ever hear of Barry Manilow?
No, ma'am.
Never heard of Barry Manilow?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Now, if you're asking me about the worth of these albums, since you don't have receipts for them, right?
We don't usually keep our receipts for CDs.
How much do they cost?
On the average, about $15 a CD.
$210, 14 times 15, that's the average. What are you doing sitting over there? Who did you come to court with today?
Brittany?
Your Honor, I'll tell you the reason Rodney's here today is because he was threatened by David and Tammy to come to court, or at the time this happened, Brittany was 15 and Rodney was 19. And if Rodney will admit to telling the truth, this is what was said. They said that they was going to get him for statutory rape if he didn't come to court and be a witness for Brittany. And said they'd never let him see Brittany again.
Your Honor, that is not true.
16-year-old Brittany Manis says her boyfriend's stepmother, Jackie Kimbrough, burned her CDs.
Okay. On the CDs, you're going to get $210.
What about my-
Forget your mental anguish.
My bathing suit.
What?
My bathing suit top of my picture, she still hasn't returned.
Do you have any of that stuff?
I have her bathing suit top, but she came in the house and got everything else.
No, ma'am, I did not
that
go in
belonged
their
to her.
house.
Whatever. I don't have anything else in the complaint about anything else. You have her bathing suit top? Give her a bathing suit top.
Okay.
As far as your lawsuit, which seeks damages for mental anguish of $1,500 because you saw your CDs burn, you better go and wash out your mouth. And when you learn not to cuss at adults, then we'll talk about mental anguish. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
They had a pretty good argument, and I went out to break it up, and like I said, they just kind of turned on us.
I don't care what they said to them or cussed or whatever. They're adults and they're children.
I just hope everybody can get along now.
And now the next case.
All parties on Trimble versus Maurer. Step forward, please.
41-year-old accountant Julie Trimble is suing her ex-boyfriend, 34-year-old handyman Jeffrey Maurer, for a series of unpaid loans to pay his bills.
All right, let's cut to the chase, Miss Trimble. You lived with this man for 3 years, according to your complaint, and say that over the course of the 3 years, he built up a debt to you for miscellaneous bills and expenses. He finally decided to leave sometime in October of this year. He gave you a check, packed his bags, and left.
Correct.
And now you went over all your bills, and you want him to pay a whole bunch of money that he hadn't paid over the 3 years you were living together.
Correct.
Did he ever sign a note to you?
No, ma'am, he did not.
Did he ever sign a lease with you?
No, ma'am, he did not.
Did you have a lease agreement with him, even though it wasn't in writing?
No, ma'am, I did not.
So what do you think he owes you for?
Over the course of 3 years, I just basically went back from last December. He was living with me. We were boyfriend and girlfriend, and he had agreed to pay a third of the rent and the utilities because it was myself, my daughter, and him living there. And he also had incurred a lot of personal expenses that he didn't have the means to pay at the time. So I loaned him money on just various things, paying for his utility bills at a house that he was refurbishing.
Well, what was the repayment agreement? If you say you made these loans to him, what was the repayment agreement?
That I would pay these bills for him and he would pay me as soon as he got back on his feet.
What if he never got back on his feet?
Well, his whole contention was that he was rebuilding this house of his and he was going to sell the house, and he also had a truck that he was trying to sell, and with those proceeds he was to reimburse me for all of these expenses. I have a ledger that I made up for him. I used to give him periodically, plus I have backup of all of the utilities, the groceries, all of the personal checks.
Miss Trimble, we don't do that in court. If two people decide to live together without benefit of marriage, and then they break up, which they do more than 50% of the time, probably more than 80% of the time, and then come to courts and say, listen, we lived together for 3 years, we lived together for 10 years. During that time, I paid for this, and he was supposed to pay me back, and he never did, and that was 3 years ago or 5 years ago. If you expect courts to get involved with that, you're barking up the wrong court. I tell you that. Put your hand down. I didn't ask you anything.
Yes, sir.
Good. Women do this, it seems to me women do it a lot more often than men. Women say, I'll take care of him, he promised, as soon as his uncle straightens out, he's going to give you the money. As soon as he puts his life in order. As soon as he gets the house built. As soon as he sells the truck. Some people never get their lives in order, Miss Trimble.
Right. Well,
And he did give you a check when he left.
Yes, he did.
And in what amount was that check?
That check was for $2,200.
He said it was $2,800. You have the check?
Yes, I have the check here, and
I'd
yes,
like to see it.
I was mistaken. It is $2,200.
Can I see it, please?
And also 2 other checks that I gave her within weeks of leaving anyway. So I actually gave her over $3,000.
Who crossed out paid in full?
I did when I cashed the check.
No, you can't do that, Miss Trimble.
He hadn't paid me in full.
No, Miss Trimble, you can't do that, madam. What you are alleging is that over the course of 3 years, you advanced money to this man.
Correct.
And he gave you a check at the time you terminated your living arrangement, and he had written on the check, loan payoff paid in full. You accepted the check, and then you cashed it. If you choose not to accept this check as full payment of all loans, you don't cash it. Give it back to him.
Well,
and let me finish.
Okay.
And you say to him, I'm not accepting this check. Give me another check that just says partial payment on loans, and then we have an agreement that this was partial payment on the loan. But you cannot take a check and change the face of the check and cash it and say he still owes me more money. You can't do that.
Well, at the time that he had given me that check, he left it laying on my table, moved out, and I had no way to get a hold of him. So my only best interest was to go there, cash the check at his bank the next morning when they opened, so I would at least be guaranteed part of the money that he owed me.
And that's what you were guaranteed, and that's what you're going to get. Period. Who are you?
I'm a friend of hers.
You know anything about the law?
No, I don't.
Good.
But I'd like to add something, Your Honor.
About
You're
what?
saying the loan. Rent and
just a sec.
utilities are not loans.
Thank you
You
very
pay
much.
the
I didn't
rent.
ask for an instruction in the law. The law is that you accept a check in full payment of all outstanding loans, and you've accepted that check. You cannot change that check and say, it's not all that you owe me. Now you owe me more. So, Ms. Trimble, be smarter the next time. Case is dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step as long. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Mr. and Mrs. Urino, you and the defendant are neighbors.
Yes.
You built your home with the expectation of being able to run a business out of your home.
Yes.
And that business was selling used cars.
Yes, ma'am.
You invested a substantial amount of money building driveways and paving areas in order to comply with city regulations.
Yes, ma'am.
Thousands and thousands of dollars.
Yes.
And when you applied for your permit to sell these used cars from your property, according to you, the defendant, as well as other neighbors, objected and were very vocal about their opposition to you selling used cars from your house, as a result of which you were denied a permit. And that started the trouble.
Your Honor, we weren't denied. We were approved first.
And then denied because of him and the neighbors.
So first you were approved, and then because of the opposition, denied.
One guy showed up and
Appealed.
appealed it.
And who was that?
Another neighbor.
Another neighbor.
Another neighbor.
Good.
Yes. He's next.
Now that started the difficulty with you and the defendant.
Yes, ma'am.
One of the things that you were particularly angry about is that this particular defendant runs a carpet cleaning business from his home.
Yes, ma'am.
So you say, how can he object to my business when he runs a business out of his home?
Yes, ma'am.
And then all kinds of things started. You claimed that he was dumping some stuff from his carpet cleaning business into the town sewers, and you were taking photographs of that, and arguments ensued, and you want damages because of the constant harassment by the defendants. Now, who's going to speak? You
I'll
are.
speak.
I
please.
assumed you would.
Yes.
So, Mrs. Urena, I'd like you to tell me, what is the basis for your lawsuit?
Okay, the basis for our lawsuit is harassment.
Give me the date.
The date is June 7th.
Okay, what happened on June 7th?
He came over to our property. We had taken a picture of him because it was like about 11:30, quarter to midnight. It was the night that we got denied.
It was the night that you were denied your permit?
Yes.
So what did you do?
We were out riding around because we were upset. Okay.
No, they were out.
I'll get to you in a second. All right. So you were very upset.
Yes,
Permit's
we were
denied.
upset. So we went to the store, we're coming home, and we see all this commotion behind our home. This man has run his business for 2 years. We never said a word, never complained. Well, we had it up to here. We went around the corner. I snapped 2 pictures of his. He had 5 employees out there, his 11-year-old daughter, 3 of his vans, a tow truck. I've got a photo of it. He had them all out there in the front yard, making all kinds of racket. So, snapped the 2 pictures, didn't say a word to anybody, went back to my house around the block. He comes skidding around the corner so fast. He starts cussing at my husband. He didn't get out in the beginning. He just had the window rolled down. So he started cussing. My husband got upset because they were cussing at each other, right? So he gets out of the van, and I thought they were going to fight. So I'm backing up towards the house. Meanwhile, I had my camera in my hand. I'm like this, you know. So I back up. He gets out of the van, and he's saying, "You ever come over my house?" He says, "On my street," he said, "I'll blow your heads off." I mean, but he said the word. So I'm looking at him. So anyway, so I thought they were, shut up.
Shh.
Up, sorry. Excuse me.
You'll have a turn.
All right.
Go ahead.
So we were standing there. He gets out of the van. He starts.
Well, he's already out of the
he's
van.
Out of
And they're cursing at each. Listen to me,
they're
Miss
cursing.
Urena.
Okay.
They're out of the van and they're both cursing at each other.
Right. So now I thought they were going to fight, and all he did was just stand there and kept yelling. So I snapped 2 pictures, which are the pictures I have here, showing my husband in the van and him angry, going away from my property because he was leaving. And then he skids back around the corner. Sure enough, half hour later, here come the police, tick, 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 at my door. We welcomed him in, explained to them what happened. They told my husband, "We're going to write you a citation." My husband says, "I'm not signing anything."
Just a second.
Okay.
What were they writing your husband a citation for?
They said that Ray Long told them that my husband punched in the door of his van.
And your husband said what?
My husband said, "I am not going to sign anything because I didn't do any damage to your van."
Right.
To the van. And he asked to see the van, and the police officer said no. They said, "Wait till the next day, and then you can see the van."
So they wanted him to sign an acknowledgement that he received the citation.
Right.
And your husband refused to do that, so what happened to him?
They put him in handcuffs in my living room, took him out for about now this all happened before the ticket was written.
I don't care.
Okay.
Listen, that's between you and the police department.
Right.
The idea was they wanted to give him a ticket. He had to sign for it. Your husband said, "I'm not signing anything." They said, "Oh, yes, you are."
Yes, you are.
They put him in handcuffs. Put your hand down. Your wife's not letting you speak yet.
Okay.
They took him outside, and they kept him outside. You blame him for that.
Yes, the officer went back around the corner, and then with him wrote the citation, and he signed it.
Right, of course, because your husband wouldn't sign the ticket.
Okay, he did sign the ticket. My husband did sign it.
Eventually.
Actually,
when they came back.
Mr. Urena, if you had signed this citation when the officer had given it to you, the officer would have left your house. Is that right?
No,
Of
ma'am.
course. Oh, yes, he would have. Would have
The
said, "You have to
citation wasn't
respond to
written
this."
Ma'am,
It wasn't there.
Can I speak now? Actually, they weren't writing the citation. They came over for me to sign it. They said that he was going to
Write the citation.
That he was citing me, not the police officer.
Let me read you from your complaint. When my husband refused to sign the ticket, he was placed in handcuffs and held for 45 minutes.
Yes, that was my, yes, okay.
That's what you said.
Yes, that's what I said.
Well, that's what happened. All right, what's next?
All the charges were dismissed against my husband because I took pictures of the van, dated pictures from the 7th through the 14th. There was no damage on that van. He had 2 pictures that he showed the judge that showed damage to the van. When he left my property, there was no damage on that van. So I don't know who damaged it, but it wasn't us. and all charges were dismissed. I've got the right here. And also he put he got all the neighbors to lie for him.
Don't say he got neighbors to lie unless you have witnesses here.
I have
you
proof.
Can't. No.
Timesheets.
Unless you have witnesses here, you can't say he got people to lie for him. All right. What's the next harassment?
Okay, and we had put in also because he was complaining about our property, saying that because we are Mexican, that we are running a chop shop, and our car lot was supposed to be like a front to cover up for a drug ring.
Pauline and Richard Urino say neighbor Raymond Long lied under oath, causing them to be denied a business permit.
Show me where he said that.
He said it verbally. He wouldn't put it in writing.
Where did he say it verbally?
He said it at the public response office.
Just a minute. Just 1 second.
Okay.
Were you present?
No.
Then you can't tell me that. That's hearsay.
Okay.
All the neighbors say that, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Show me a neighbor.
The neighbors aren't here.
Right.
Okay, so just the constant harassment. I've got pictures of police in front of my house that when they served, the pictures when the police came to serve us for the order of protection. I mean, these things that were things on the internet.
Just 1 second. Who filed for an order of protection?
He did. That's the affidavit with the order of protection right here, where he states, and I can verify.
This is his affidavit for an order of protection.
His affidavit.
That I will see.
Okay.
He accused me of taking pictures of his daughter. I didn't even know he had a daughter.
This is my timesheets to prove where I was on those nights.
I didn't even know this man had a wife. The whole time we seen this
we never
man
see him hardly.
behind us, we seen him up by himself in a house. Okay, I didn't know this man was married. I got kids, teenagers, that I got 3 teenagers, and he's accusing me or my wife. We're not even sure which one.
Of his daughter.
That we were taking pictures of his daughter when we don't even know. We didn't even know that he had a daughter, and I don't know what he really meant by that either. So he did nothing but lie on everything.
All right. Now, what happened with the order of protection? Did you receive an order of protection, sir?
Yes, I did.
You did?
Yeah.
Can I see?
It was a temporary order of protection for 30 days until the trial.
Well, was the trial completed?
Yes, it was.
And what
they
happened?
eventually did drop the case.
Okay.
I actually brought the order of protection itself.
Can I see it?
We got 2 citations, Your Honor. One was dismissed, and one was eliminated. In other words, we didn't have to go to court. They just called us on the phone one day, and they said it was eliminated.
Okay. Now,
we had this problem with this.
Let's take the first basis for your suit here today, which is that he conspired with other neighbors to deny you an opportunity to earn a living from your home by complaining to the zoning board or whoever issues a permit, thereby causing them to reverse their original order granting you a permit.
Right.
They have an absolute right to do that.
Yes.
Whether he did it or not. If somebody lives in a residential community and feels as if one of their neighbors is doing something that is going to devalue their property or impede their safety.
To complain, Your Honor, but not to lie.
Not to lie.
Not
Just
to
a
lie.
second.
And
Just
put
a
it
second.
down on paper and sign.
Just a second. I haven't seen a lie. And if you want to show me a lie.
I'll show you a lie. It's in your hands.
What?
The affidavit there that is with Justice Court that he filed, that he just told you he filed.
I'm not talking about the order of protection, madam. I'm talking about your business, which really started this whole problem.
Right.
Show me where he lied with regard to his complaint.
He wouldn't put it in writing.
Then you have no proof that he lied with regard to his complaint that he didn't want you to sell used cars out of the front yard of your home.
Now, can I say something else?
No,
Please?
you have to answer my question, not say something else.
Okay.
You have no proof that he lied.
Right. Can I show you the area that we live in?
Show me the area.
Okay. This is the area where we live. There are homes. Here, that one, this one. So there's really no complaint for him.
We built there, Your Honor, for one purpose.
We got 7 lanes of highway in front of us.
To start a business there, okay? That's the purpose we built there. And everything's up to commercial code. We went and tried to...
Then what you do is you have to appeal. That has nothing to do with your neighbors. Where is your home on this street?
No,
Hold on, I've got mine. Mine is right here. This
That's
is
the
mine.
back of it.
This is mine.
I've got
Two-story
their
house.
Right here.
With all, they sell cars anyway.
Oh, now you're accusing us of doing
Shop, I don't
something?
want to hear.
Liar.
This is not over. We're going back again.
See, this is another threat. He threatens me all the time.
Absolutely, I
Yeah.
can see
All the
that.
time.
You got a hot head.
Yeah.
Man, he's threatened me.
Just a minute. Listen, I want to tell you something. I, living in that community, could understand why some people would be disturbed by having your private house with all of these old used cars in front of them in the parking lot. He has a right to complain that he doesn't like the way this looks in his community. You have a right to bring it through the administrative process. What you did was you got really angry.
Angry.
And what
Mad.
you did, you got really angry. And it was, I assume, vented at Mr. Long.
Yes.
Because Mr. Long also ran a business out of his house.
Right.
All right.
Bottom line, Your Honor, he's jealous. That's the
Of
bottom
us.
line.
He's
Okay?
jealous of us.
He's
Just
just
a
plain
second.
jealous.
Bottom line is, you have no lawsuit.
I know we don't have a lawsuit.
So what are you doing here for?
Well, because we thought, because he put us through all of this, I mean,
We've been
he
going-
won't stop.
we've been
He
going
doesn't
through him
stop.
on
he
this
would
for about
stop.
a year.
Listen to me. Whatever happened that night, you see, you don't have to say a word. Yet. Maybe never. What happened that night was you were angry.
Your Honor.
Shut, quiet. You got a hot head.
You want to see a
And-
lie? I'll show you a lie. The ticket, it says that there was a hole in the van. You show me a hole in the van. Where's a hole in that van? My husband never punched a hole in his van. That is a lie.
Did the
He
police
damaged-
return? Just quiet. Did the police return to your home that evening?
Yes.
Did you, in fact, show them any damage to the van?
Yes, I did.
What did you show them? Can I see it, please?
Yeah, now we. Yeah.
Your Honor,
Yes.
the damage to the van is long gone. It was a malicious destruction of property that the city prosecutor found enough evidence to pursue. It was dropped. I let it go. It's $250. I don't even care about it anymore. I just would like the Uranians to leave me alone.
Your Honor.
How did... Quiet. Tell me what happened.
As they had been doing for about a month before, coming by weekly, and I have the events all in writing, but weekly, taking pictures of everything that I do. I was getting
Stop
tired.
flipping pages.
I was getting tired of it. And this was basically the last straw, 12 o'clock at night. I have a problem with one of my vans that gets towed home. They jump out of bed and drive over and start snapping pictures right there in front of my property.
Okay.
And it's annoying.
So you went back, you were
I
hot
went over
too.
to talk to them. From the second I drove up, Mr. Urena was in my face. And in the passenger door looking through, I had the window down. And yes, the conversation got heated, and that's when he punched the door. He was in such a rage he might not even remember punching the door. Bottom line is, I don't even care about the dent anymore. It's...
You just want to be left alone.
Just leave me alone.
Your Honor, now can I say something? I can prove right here that he's lying with that picture.
Go ahead.
These pictures were dated. His picture
Are not
is not
dated.
dated. Okay, these pictures were taken 3 days after he claimed that there was a damage.
7 days,
Okay.
14th.
Now, he claimed that I punched that van. Okay, there was no. If you look at that picture, I mean, I'm not a body man, and I'm not an attorney. Okay, but I can tell you this: there's not a punch with my fist on that van. That's what he
Screwdriver.
claimed.
He has nothing in his hand.
That's what he claimed, okay? This is the picture. We took the picture 3 days later, and there was no damage to that van.
What do you think, he did it himself?
Yes.
I don't know.
Just a second. You think the police wrote out a ticket? Listen to me.
We don't know,
You
ma'am.
think-
We don't know.
We don't know.
police
We don't
wrote-
know.
You didn't let me
Wait,
finish.
Wait.
Okay,
Hothead.
okay.
Hothead.
I'm not.
Oh, yes, you are.
Yeah.
Okay.
We both are.
Oh, sure you are.
Yeah.
You're a hothead.
Both of us.
Well, just look at the evidence, ma'am. That's all you got to see. And that tells you who's lying and who's not lying.
No, it doesn't.
And there's no date on his pictures. Mine are dated.
Mine are dated.
Up to the 14th,
I don't know
7
what
days
the
after.
police did.
We're going to find out when we get home.
Hey,
Yes.
No, ma'am. We're not.
you can change. Your complaint was that he caused your husband to be handcuffed and held. Your husband caused himself to be handcuffed and held because your husband refused to sign the ticket. They said, Hands together, we're taking you into custody. You were humiliated in front of your wife, maybe your family, maybe your children. That's your fault. But I'm going to tell you something. If you're going to spend your time in a vendetta against this man and your other neighbors, you're going to diminish the quality of your lives and theirs. He's not moving. I am sorry that you invested your money anticipating that you could have a business there, finding that you can't have a business there.
No, we can't. We are
the...
C1. We are zone C1. Yes, ma'am, we can.
You can't have this kind of business there.
Right.
So you have a frustration. Get over it. Case is dismissed.
Parties are excused. Jim McCallum in the matter of McPhillips versus Dunkel. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Folks, have a seat, please.
Ms. McPhillips, the defendant used to be your boyfriend.
Yes.
According to your complaint, he was arrested on a charge of assaulting another girlfriend.
Over there.
And you bailed him out.
Yes.
He says that you may have physically gone down to pay the bail, but it was not paid with your money, it was his aunt's money.
That's right.
Okay. When he was arrested, were you still dating?
Yes.
What date was he arrested?
May 25th.
And how did you find out that he was arrested?
His sister and her boyfriend called me at work and told me that they came to his house and arrested him.
And what did you do?
I left work and we went to his aunt's house, who then gave his sister money for his lawyer.
Oh, no.
Shh. Just a minute.
And then her boyfriend gave another $200 for his lawyer.
You went to an aunt's house?
Yes.
And at the aunt's house, you all picked up some money?
Yes.
How much money?
His aunt and her fiance gave $300, and Chris Maxey gave $200.
Chris is the boyfriend?
Of Dina, yes.
So that was $500 altogether?
Yes, for his lawyer.
But then he's still in jail, so what happened with his bail?
The next day, we went to a court hearing, and they said that his bail was $1,000.
And what did you do then?
Me and Dina and Chris all then went to my bank and took the money out of the bank. And then
out of your bank?
Yes.
And you have proof of that?
I don't have my bank records because it was back in May, and I had $1,003.24 in the bank. And I took out the money, and so the account was closed. And I didn't think I needed proof because I assumed he would give it back like he said he would.
Miss McPhillips, that sounds like the most ridiculous answer. If you know you're suing somebody, and you know there's an issue, and you have bank statements that you receive each month, then that's the one piece of evidence that it would seem to me that you would bring.
It was back in May.
So what? We're not talking about 20 years ago. We're talking about 6 months ago.
And I didn't file the claim till November because that was when his court date was, and I didn't think that I needed the statement in May or I would have gotten one.
You get a statement from a bank every month.
Yes, but I don't keep them. And so I don't have the one from May. But I have the piece of paper saying that I am the one who gave the people the money that bailed him out. Why would I be suing him for money that wasn't mine?
We're going to find out in a minute. Go ahead, Mr. Dunkel.
Yeah, like she said, I was arrested. My sister and her boyfriend, Chris, were at my house when the police picked me up. I called my aunt that night from jail and told her they'll set my bail the next morning. She said, I asked her, if she could bail me out, and she said, sure, that's no problem.
That is a lie.
Shh, 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 shh.
Well,
where's your aunt?
Where's
your aunt?
She's at home. She runs a home daycare. She wasn't able to be here. I have a statement here written from her.
I don't take statements written from witnesses.
Okay.
Where is your aunt's bank statement that shows me that she withdrew $1,000 from a bank?
She had it in cash. The next day, my bail was set for $1,000. My sister, Chris, and Brandy went to my aunt's house. My aunt gave them the money, $1,000 to bail me out of jail. They went to the police station. Brandy, Dina, and Chris went to the police station. I don't know why Brandy was entrusted the money to bail me out, probably because she was my girlfriend at the time. But she gave them the money. They gave them the bond receipt. So the bond receipt's in her name, so I think she's entitled to.
Okay, but if his aunt gave the money, then why wouldn't they have given it to Dina? She's his sister. Wouldn't his aunt trust Dina with the money?
Madam,
more than
you're
me?
not standing there in a very good place, because all you had to do to be successful today was to bring me a bank statement. That's all you had to do.
I didn't keep it. I didn't think I'd need it. I thought that he would pay me back like he told me he was going to.
But then you knew he was not going to pay you back, and you knew you were coming to court.
But I already didn't have
Listen
a statement.
to me. What do you mean you already didn't have a statement? You called the bank and you said, I need
The account
May's
was
statement.
closed, so they wouldn't give me a statement.
That's not true.
I did call the bank, and
What?
they wouldn't give me a statement since the account had been closed for 6 months.
Do you know that I don't believe that?
That's the truth.
All right, I'm going to hear your witnesses because so far a lot of what you told me, sir, is hearsay. Who was present when the aunt turned over this $1,000? Step up. Tell me your name.
Dina Van Grunsven.
So, what happened?
Basically, we showed up at my aunt's house after we went to his court hearing, and my aunt handed Brandy the money and said...
That is a lie.
Shh.
And we got back in Chris's car. We went down there. Brandy ran out and paid for his bond.
What time was the bail hearing on the 26th?
At 9 o'clock.
Shh. And what time was he bailed out?
5 o'clock, around 5.
So you knew the exact date of the withdrawal. It had to be on the 26th of May.
It was around 1 o'clock in the afternoon because I had to wait for my friend who was living with me at the time to bring down my driver's license because they wouldn't let me withdraw the money out of the bank without my driver's license, even though my signature matched.
All right. I want you to do this. I want you to get the telephone number of the bank, get on the phone with the bank manager. You tell the bank manager that you are in court now. You would like them to research their record and just be able to tell the court, that's me, whether on the 26th of May of the year 2000 there was a $1,000 withdrawal from your savings account. Now, the two of you would agree that if there was $1,000 withdrawn from her savings account on the 26th, that would pretty much establish that you're lying, right?
Right.
So there's no issue with regard to that,
Right.
right?
Unless it was pay your bills. I don't know. I got my aunt's phone number right here. You can call her and
Why
just
would
talk
I
to
want to believe
'Cause
your
there's
aunt
my-
over
that's
the
my prime
telephone?
witness. You know,
If
she
your
gave me the
prime
money.
witness is supposed to be here, sir,
Well,
you
she
would
went to
agree,
daycare, she
sir, since you weren't there, that if the bank manager, who I'm sure will be cooperative with me,
Okay. he
because
can cooperate with you.
they're always cooperative with me, and he certainly is disinterested,
Okay.
will tell me that she withdrew $1,000 from her account on the 26th, that would mean that you and all your relatives and all your friends are lying, right? And
Not necessarily.
Oh, yes.
Well,
of
why
course.
would they give you the
Of
bank
course.
statement and they wouldn't give their own, their own customer the bank statement?
Why? Because it's much harder to say no to me. Miss McPhillips, did you get the number?
Yes, I did.
May I have it, please? You sure you want to continue with this?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. All right.
You have a seat.
Yes, can I have extension 426, please? Thank you. Yes, this is Judge Judy Sheindlin. I'm calling because I'm in the midst of trying a case involving one of your clients, Miss McPhillips, Brandy McPhillips. And the main issue in the case revolves around a withdrawal made from her savings account on the 26th of May. Can you tell me if there was a withdrawal? There was. And that was the total amount of the withdrawal. Wonderful. Thank you very much. I appreciate your trouble. Bye-bye. I just love it when everybody's lying a little bit. Miss McPhillips, you did, in fact, make a withdrawal on that day.
$850.
Well, that's not what you told me initially. Miss McPhillips, just listen to me.
I tried to tell you that I had $150 cash,
No,
but you
Miss
didn't let me
McPhillips,
finish.
listen to me carefully. You didn't try to tell me anything. What you told me was you had $1,003 in your savings account. You withdrew $1,000, leaving you $3 left. That's what you told me. You didn't try to tell me anything else. However, you did withdraw on the 26th $850. And I'm looking at the bail receipt The bail receipt, they're so smart. They list the denominations of the bills. 800s, 150, then there is 110 and 720s. So we got to get it straight. You withdrew the $850. Now, where did you get the extra cash from?
I work at a bar on the weekends, and that was my tip money from the week before.
So how do you have tip money when you...
Don't speak to her! Liar, liar, pants on fire. Don't speak to her. You step up here.
Good.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a debt consolidation
You're what?
counselor. A debt counselor.
You're supposed to be honest when you're a debt counselor.
I am honest.
Not today, you weren't.
Yes, I am.
Oh, no, you weren't.
Yes, I am.
You were lying.
No, ma'am.
Oh, yes, you are. Because, you see, based upon the fib that you told me, you and Mr. Wonderful over here,
Thank
you all went to the aunt's house, all of you, and you took Auntie's money, and you went and paid the bail with Auntie's money, and you just handed the money to her. It seems unreasonable and unfathomable why, with her boyfriend in jail, she would go and withdraw practically all the money she had in the bank, and then go out on a spending spree or decide to pay her bills from her savings account.
What, she can't take money out of her savings account to pay her bills?
Are you asking me a question?
Well,
Are you asking me a question?
no, I guess I'm not.
You sure aren't. Who do you work for?
Greater Nebraska Tree Service?
So you deal with trees?
Yes, I do.
Well, you don't always have to be honest with trees, but you should be honest if you're in debt
I'm honest here
consolidation.
today.
I am honest.
Let me tell you something. Not only I am aware of the fact that you are dishonest because you perjured yourself, but there'll be 10 million people who will agree with me. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,000. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Why?
They were made fools of. They lied.
Never trust a woman.
Obviously, some people aren't worth trusting.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Flamini versus Warner. Step forward, please.
18-year-old telemarketer McKeel Flamini is suing former landlord, 54-year-old homemaker Carol Warner, for return of rent. McKeel says Carol's compulsive behavior caused her to move.
Miss Flamini, you rented a room in the defendant's home. According to your complaint, you lived there for one day. Things were so intolerable, you moved out, and you want your rent back.
Correct.
It's Miss Warner's contention that you had no basis to leave, and she's not returning any of your money. So I have a few basic questions.
Okay.
How did you find the room to rent?
I met Carol through a friend of mine from school, and he introduced me to her, and I went over to her house. And when I first came into the house, I was like, I can't live here. But then I met her, and I really like Carol. I still really do.
All right. You met her through a friend.
Right.
You went to her house. According to you, the house was a mess.
Right. I have a picture.
The rent was $489 a month, according to your complaint.
Yes.
Plus doing some cleanup for her.
Right.
Okay. You have some photographs?
I have, yeah, a photograph of, you can see in the background what it kind of was like.
I can see everything. Okay. Very good. So you got to the house, and?
And later that night, it was Halloween, it was October 31st, we agreed on the phone that I would come back that night and we would start cleaning up the house. So I got back there and I tried to clean up. Like, I would pick up paper towel off the ground and throw it away, and she'd be like, no, you can't throw that away. I use that to clean the floor. And she'd make me wash my hands every time I touched a dirty dish. There was a piece of paper with the number 3 on it and like scribbles, and I crumpled it up to throw away, and she's like, you can't throw that away, that goes on this pile. And it was just, she wouldn't let me clean, and that was, our verbal agreement was I would live with her and help her clean up her house if she let me stay there.
Okay. Did you move in on the 31st of October?
I never moved anything in. I just stayed there to clean.
That night?
I stayed that night, yes.
Okay. And did you leave November 1st?
Yes.
Now, Miss Warner. Miss Warner.
I'm listening. I'm just surprised at her statement.
Okay. Had you previously, immediately previous to the plaintiff moving in with you, had you had a roommate?
I don't think so.
What do you mean you don't think so?
No, I did not.
The answer is you did not have a roommate.
Correct.
When was the last time you had a roommate?
Oh, maybe 6 months before then.
And she lived there for one day?
I think it was actually 2 days. Because the day that she came...
The day that she came was October 31st, which was the day she gave you the
No, she came the day before, Your Honor, with her friend, to look at the place and see if it was okay for her to live in.
But then she came and she slept there on October 31st.
Correct.
Correct?
Yes.
And she left November 1st.
I'm not sure of that either.
Well, if you're not sure, she said she was there one day, so I have to assume she's correct. So my question to you, Ms. Warner, is if it didn't work out, and you certainly didn't turn away any other boarders, why don't you give her back her $489?
Because I did turn away other people, Your Honor.
When did you turn people away?
Actually, on the 30th, when she said, okay, I'm going to go to the bank with my friend, and she opened an account in order to use a West Hollywood address and to establish residence, as she herself said.
So what? I don't know what
Okay,
you're
I'm just
talking about,
giving you
Ms.
an
Warner.
answer.
All right, now we're talking a couple of months later. Do you have a roommate?
No, I do not.
Right. You have to give her back her money.
Why is that?
I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
I don't want to go into all the reasons she says your house was a mess. Evidently, this was a young lady who wanted very badly to rent a room in your house because, according to both of you, she ran out and she said, no, I want to give you the check today because I really want this room.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
So there had to be a very good reason why, after one day of living with you, she said, this is not going to work.
Why don't you ask her what the reason is?
If you want me to, Miss Warner.
I'll ask her.
No, you don't have to ask her. I'll ask her. I asked the questions.
Okay, sorry.
I was trying to save you embarrassment.
I'm not embarrassed in the slightest bit. She saw
So,
the
go
home
ahead.
before she moved in.
Go ahead.
Well, she wouldn't let me clean. I couldn't even, the bed that she had the room for me, I couldn't take her papers off the bed. I had to actually sleep on the side of the bed. I woke up to Carol staring at me. She was sitting in a chair staring at me. And I was uneasy, and I was like, I cannot live here. I just could not live in that situation.
Why was it such a mess?
It's not such a mess. It's totally, she's just supposed to help me with my dishes.
Were there papers all over the bed that you were sleeping on?
No.
Did you go into her room and were you sitting in her room at some point?
No, that's a total lie. She just, all she did was change her mind about wanting to live there, and then the lie
Why
happened.
do you think, Miss Warner, she changed her mind within a 24-hour period?
Probably because she found a place that she could rent at a pretty good price, and she wanted her own place.
Miss Warner, you are mistaken. I find that you have suffered absolutely no financial damage as a result of her not living there. You didn't turn away other prospective boarders. I don't believe that you turned away other prospective boarders because it's months later and you still don't have a boarder in your house. You look like two very nice young ladies, but you can't keep the $489, madam. It's outrageous.
If she had rented some other else, like actually rented a home, that landlord wouldn't give her money back just because she changed her mind the same day.
Madam,
or the day later.
I believe her when she says that living in your home, that you are a clutter collector.
It's not true.
I believe that you are a clutter collector and that circumstances in your home for that brief period that she lived there made her believe that her life in your home was going to be untenable.
She decided she wanted to live on her own, and she saw the place before she moved in. She decided to live
She
there and to
didn't
help
live
me
with
the
you
house
for
rent.
24 hours.
couldn't
Judgment
live
for the
with you,
plaintiff
Carol.
in the amount of $489. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step. Bureau versus Valdez. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Ms. Cordero, you were attempting to serve a summons on the defendant
Yes, ma'am.
in another action. The other action was an action that was brought by your mother against him, allegedly for some work she did for him. And it is your claim that while attempting to serve this summons on the defendant, he assaulted you.
Yes, ma'am.
You want to be compensated. What kind of claim did your mother have against the defendant?
It was for work that she was not paid for.
What kind of work?
Bookkeeping.
Is this your mother?
Yes, it is.
Could you step up, please? Are you Mrs. Cordero?
Yes, I am.
When did you work for the defendant?
Late August, first 2 weeks of September.
And you were suing him for wages that he failed to pay you?
Correct.
Was that lawsuit ultimately resolved?
No, it is still pending.
When is your next court date?
November the 30th.
Okay, so I don't want you to say anything else about that. Mr. Valdez, do you know you have to be back in court on November the 30th?
No, I don't, Your Honor. That case has already been resolved. I wanted judgment against this lady in that case.
For what?
Well, she claimed that she had hours worked, which wasn't the case. I had already paid her, and I had a canceled check showing that I had paid her.
Did you win that judgment by default?
I won it by default, Your Honor.
Because she was not present.
That's right.
So, as far as you know, you're going back to court?
Correct.
Okay. Now have a seat. Okay. So you were serving this summons on behalf of your mother. On what date were you serving the summons?
It was October 5th of this year, 2000.
And where did you go to serve him?
at his home, which it's / place of his residence and his office.
Tell me what happened.
I walked in, and I was asked to sit down because Mr. Valdez was busy in the backyard.
Do you know who asked you to sit down?
It was his bookkeeper. I'm not sure of her name. She didn't introduce herself. She was just blunt in telling me that he's busy right now. And there was a honk. It was my mom. It was after 10 minutes of waiting there. I went ahead and told her that I was in kind of a rush and that all I had to do was give Mr. Valdez some papers. Well, she pointed me in the direction to where he would be at, and she told me to follow the bricks around, and I would see him.
Where was that, in the backyard?
Yeah, I was in the backyard. So I passed the pool up, and I went around, and there was Mr. Valdez. She said he would be the only one back there, so I knew it was him. And I walked up to him with a smile, and I said, "Are you Mr. Valdez?" And during the time...
Just a minute, sir.
During the time that I was walking up to him, he said, "What's going on up there?" I guess because he heard the honking of my mom's
Don't tell me
horn.
what you guess.
Yeah,
Just tell me what he said.
He said, yeah, but when he looked down and saw the letter in my hand, or the papers in my hand...
You started to tell me something that he said, Ms. Cordero.
He was about to say yes until he saw that I had something in my hand. And then he said no with a little giggle afterwards. Okay? Then he picked me up and he spun me around, and he...
How did he pick you up?
He picked me up and he spun me around. He picked
Your
me
Honor,
up with
that's
his
not
hands.
true.
He picked me up with his hands and he spun me around, and he took me to the entrance of his gate and threw me out of his gate.
Were your feet on the ground or off the ground?
No, they were off the ground, ma'am, when he picked me up.
How far was it from the spot where he picked you up, Ms. Cordero, to the gate?
It was about as far as I am to you, ma'am.
So are you telling me that he carried you?
Yes, he did.
Carried you this whole distance, and then put you outside the gate?
Yeah, with my back towards his stomach. Okay? And then he threw me out of the gate. From there, I fell on my rear end. I had lost a shoe.
Where did you fall?
On the grass area between, there's a cement slab, there's his gate, and before that is his lawn. I fell on his lawn. And during that, I had dropped my shoe, and the other shoe was twisted on my foot. So I was on the ground already. I went to grab my shoe, and when I turned around, Mr. Valdez was standing over me with his hand cocked back, ready to hit me, to punch me. And I ran. I got my shoe and I ran. I ran to the car and that my mom was in. It was parked, and I told her that he was crazy, and I was shooken up. I was shocked. But my mom seen the summons still in my hand, so she asked me to go back and to give it to the bookkeeper, and which I did.
All right, Mr. Valdez. I read your answer, sir. You say you thought the plaintiff was a pool crasher.
I thought she was a pool crasher because what had happened in the past is that I saw that there were bobby pins at the bottom of my pool about a week before that. This had been occurring all during the summer. And I saw that there was also an elastic hair band.
So there was trash in your pool.
Right. Well, I thought that she was going to crash my property. She was trespassing my property. She had no right to be there. I was by my guest house fixing a sprinkler head when this lady appeared, and I was shocked. I turned around and I told her that she had no right to be on my property, and I ordered her off the property. And I think I was probably intimidating, and I yelled at her, but in no way did I touch this woman. And then she went around by the gate and then left around the other side.
How could you have possibly been intimidating, sir?
Well, I was yelling at her. I told her
What
that
were
she
you
shouldn't be
yelling?
on. Well, I had a loud voice, and I wanted her off my property.
How far were you from her when you were yelling?
Well, my pool is about 20 by 40. I was about 40 feet away.
Is it your statement that you never got within 40 feet of her?
I got within about 20 feet of her.
Could it have been 10 feet?
No.
Well, what did you say to her when you were 10 feet away?
I ordered her off the property. No, I ordered her off the property when I was about the length of the pool. It was by my guest house that I have there because the sprinkler head was clogged.
You weren't afraid of her, were you?
No, but I didn't want her on my property.
Just a second.
I didn't want anybody on my property that wasn't authorized to be there.
Mr. Valdez, how do you get into your backyard?
Well, to get into the backyard, there are three possibilities to get into the backyard.
Okay, tell me.
There's one by the garage.
Is that locked?
No, it isn't locked. There's another one on the other side of the house, which is facing Panorama Drive, the front part of the house.
Yes.
And there's a black gate there, a black iron gate.
Is that locked?
No, it's not locked.
Yes.
It's not locked because I have a pool service.
I don't care why. I don't care why it's not locked. It's not locked. And what's the third way?
The third way is coming through the house.
Okay. Now, at the time you saw the plaintiff, you didn't know which way she came in. Is that right?
That's right. I didn't know which way she came in.
So you didn't know whether she came through the house where your bookkeeper was. Is that right?
That's right.
And certainly the plaintiff does not look like she's a molester, a thug, a robber. So my question to you, Mr. Valdez, is if I were in the backyard of my home near my pool and I saw a young woman there alone, not a gang, alone, and I knew that one of the ways that they could get into the backyard was to come through the house where they would have to pass through someone who could say he's outside, I would say, excuse me, what are you looking for? Can I help you? That would seem to be a logical thing to do, sir.
Well, my mind was going differently because
I'm not caring about the bobby pins in your pool. Don't play with me.
I'm not playing with you.
Yes, you are, sir.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are, sir. Because anybody who would use your pool without your authority, which
it's
is what...
happened before, Your Honor.
Why don't you let me finish?
I'm sorry.
Judge Judy continues, and Antoinette Cordero says Dennis Valdez assaulted her when she served him with a subpoena. Dennis says he thought Antoinette was a pool crasher.
Mr. Valdez, anyone who would use your pool without your permission and have a party in your pool when you weren't around wouldn't do it when you were there in the middle of the day.
Well, a lot of times I'm not there during the day.
But you were there that day.
That's
right. So she wasn't going to take her clothes off and jump in your pool and get bobby pins in the bottom of your pool, sir. So what I'm asking you is, isn't it a normal thing when you see somebody in your backyard?
I have a garage,
I'm
Your
speaking.
Honor. My car is in the garage.
Are you speaking or am I speaking? It's a normal thing to say, can I help you? What do you want?
It is not a normal thing if they're trespassing on my property where they shouldn't be, Your Honor.
How do you know she shouldn't be there?
Well, I knew she shouldn't be there because she had no right there. I give the authority.
No. You are wrong, Mr. Valdez. You are 100% wrong. The person who is your bookkeeper in your house, you employ that person?
Yes, I do.
That person is your agent.
That's
you understand
right.
that?
That's right.
Your agent instructed her to go outside.
That is hearsay, Your Honor.
Let me tell you something. She didn't come in through a gate, sir. She knew enough to know that
we
you
don't
had...
know that,
I am
Your
speaking...
Honor.
Oh, I know it, Mr. Valdez. I know it because if it weren't true, you would have your bookkeeper here to say, I never gave her permission to go in the backyard. She had permission from your agent to enter your premises. Therefore, she was not trespassing. Do you understand, Mr. Valdez?
I understand what you're saying, but I don't agree with it, Your Honor.
I don't give a rat's behind whether you agree with it or not. I don't agree with your statement and your answer, sir, that you thought she was a pool crasher. I think that that's a lot of baloney that you made up just now. Because you went back inside after you threw her off your property and you said to your bookkeeper, did you let her on the property?
And she said no.
Really?
That's right.
Really?
Describe,
just a second. I want you, Miss Cordero, to describe the bookkeeper.
She was about my height.
How tall are you?
5'5", 5'4".
Go ahead. What color hair?
And black hair.
Yes.
Brown eyes. She didn't have no kind of accent.
No kind.
No kind of accent.
No accent.
No accent at all.
Okay.
She was asking me how my day was. She was real talkative.
Now I want you to describe the office that you walked into.
Okay. There was a desk in the middle. There was a fan above with the overhead lights. There was an entertainment center right here, entertainment center right here, and there was an entertainment center off to my right.
So there were 3 different entertainment kind of centers.
Yes, there was a carpentry book that I was staring directly in front of me. There was a bathroom that had it was a beautiful bathroom. It had a shower in it with mirrors, and there was a...
Had you used the bathroom?
Looks like you spent some time
but
there,
I had to walk...
She did. She spent 10 minutes in there waiting for you, Mr. Valdez.
I had to walk past that in order to get to the side door, which the bookkeeper held open for me.
Does that sound as if she came through a back gate?
Your Honor,
I'm asking you a question. Does that sound as if she came through a back gate?
You're taking her word for it, for one thing, Your Honor.
What's the telephone number of your bookkeeper?
I don't have that, Your Honor.
Just a second. What's the telephone number?
I could get it for you, but I don't have that right now.
Isn't she working for you?
Yes, she is.
Is she working for you in your office?
Yes.
Give me the number.
My number is...
Is this the office number that she will pick up on?
She should be picking that up.
Good. And what's her name?
Her name is Sheila. At any rate, Your Honor, I did not assault her, you know, so, I mean...
Judge Judy will continue in a moment. Antoinette Cordero says Dennis Valdez assaulted her while in the process of serving him with a subpoena. Dennis says Antoinette was trespassing.
Mr. Valdez, I wouldn't pay Sheila for the entire day. If you thought she was supposed to be there, she doesn't pick up. Now,
she had to pick up her child.
What you started to say, Mr. Valdez, was it doesn't make any difference. What any of the other facts are, I didn't assault her.
Well, that's the matter before
Oh,
us.
Mr. Valdez, that's how you come to a conclusion, sir. That's how a truth finder, that's how a judge makes a determination. So the first thing
Well,
you
it
said
seems
to
to
me,
me
and
you
I
should go
quite
by the
frankly,
evidence, Your Honor.
yes, I do, Mr. Valdez. She says you assaulted her. You say that you didn't. So then you have to ask questions. And in response to my questions, you said you had the right to throw her off because she had no...
Not to throw her off, to order her off.
I'm speaking. Don't interrupt me when I'm speaking. She was trespassing. And I said to you, she wasn't trespassing if she had permission by your agent, Sheila, to go in the back. She said she did. You said that's what she says. Now, I know that if I were a normal person, after this incident, I would have gone back into my employee, Sheila, and I would have said to her, did you allow somebody to come into the back through the house?
I did, Your Honor.
Oh, you did?
Yes, I did.
And what did she say?
She said that she allowed her in the area and to go to the bathroom, but she didn't allow her to go in the backyard.
Oh, Mr. Valdez. You see, that's how you draw conclusions that give you information upon which you decide who is telling the truth and who is not. Because, Mr. Valdez, if you had said to me, she was in the office, right? She did come through the house.
I didn't know that at the time, Your
But you
Honor.
found that out later, sir.
That's
Why
right.
weren't you forthcoming with me? You led me to believe that you thought she came through one of those gates.
I did. I did think she came through one of those gates. I
As
didn't
we're
know where she
standing
came
here
from.
today, sir, you knew she didn't come through one of those gates. As we're standing here today.
As we're standing here today, I
Mr.
know that she
Valdez,
went through the...
I'm going to tell you something. I think each of you is fudging it just a bit.
A bit? $5,000 is a bit?
Mr. Valdez, don't interrupt me, sir. I think
I'm
you're a
sorry.
hothead.
I'm
I want
sorry.
to tell you something. I think you're a hothead.
I'm sorry.
Don't say it again. I always have the last word. Always. Because I don't think that Miss Cordero was injured at all. And I do not believe that Miss Cordero was lifted by you and carried 15 feet out the gate and dropped on the ground. I don't believe that happened. I do, in fact, believe that you turned her around and pushed her out the gate. And she may have gotten frightened.
I'm sure
Just
that's...
a second. Am I right, Miss Cordero?
Yes.
Right, of course. He didn't pick you up off the ground, carry you like Hercules.
He did.
Out.
He did.
Right? No, he didn't.
I
He
have a
pushed you.
herniated disc in
He
my
pushed
back.
you. Listen to me, sir. I just said I didn't believe that you picked her up because I don't believe that someone with your ego, believe me, and I can tell ego, would hurt himself because you didn't have to, because she was frightened enough being there, having to serve the summons. You didn't have to pick her up and throw her off the property, putting your hands on her physically and turning her around. And I also believe, sir, that you knew who she was. That sticks right over here, that you knew.
I'm sure this isn't the first time you've been wrong.
Mr. Valdez, I don't know whether I've ever been wrong before, but I tell you now, I'm not wrong now. How many times have you been sued by employees?
Once.
Once for wages, is that right?
Well, it's not wages. It's a contract that we have with my employer because they do the work independently.
Whatever. It's the first time you've been sued. And when was the first time you were given information that the plaintiff's mother was going to sue you?
Well, it was that very day that this lady arrived at the property because she came around the house and delivered the summons at my office.
You mean after she left your backyard?
Right.
And before that, you had no idea that her mother wanted money from you?
Well, her mother had contacted me trying to get money out of me, but I had already paid her.
I didn't ask you that, Mr. Valdez. When had she called you?
I believe it was about a week or so after she left her work.
And did she call you more than once?
I don't recall. I think it was once or twice. I think she left a message on one occasion when I
Did she
wasn't
tell you
there.
she was going to sue you for her money?
That's what she said, right?
Right. All right. Now,
But
Ms.
she
Cordero...
lost that case, Your Honor.
She didn't lose that case, sir. She lost
was
that case...
default.
She lost that case by default, sir, and she's had it reinstated. And if I were you, I would find out whether on the 30th of November of this year you have to be back in court. Otherwise, you could lose by default. Do you understand?
Well, I have to be served, don't I, Your Honor? I mean, I know that now.
That's the problem. Now, Miss Cordero, you were not injured, is that right?
No, I wasn't. I have even a police report right here that states that I was not injured. I was shocked, and I didn't want
No, you were
him
shocked
arrested.
and you were frightened.
Yes.
Just for my own information, how much money is your mother claiming that Mr. Valdez owes her?
For 3 days of work, I'm not sure how much that is. I don't have.
You have
I don't
no
have
idea?
No idea about that. No.
She didn't work full time, Your
How
Honor.
much?
$131.
In total? In total, that's what you're suing him for?
Yes.
Your Honor, on the
I just
original case, it was for $80. This whole matter is for $80.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,500. That's all.
Thank you.
Excuse